Hey everybody, my name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. Guess what? I told you I'd see an Illusion 2, and we're in Illusion 2. So, Guns N' Roses released two double albums back to back. There might have been a week that separated them when they were first released, but they actually, when these albums came out, held Billboard slots 1 and 2 for a considerable amount of time. And if given a choice between Illusion 1 or Illusion 2, I will always go with Illusion 2. Because Illusion 2's just got, honestly, a better track list. There are very few songs on this one that I actually will skip until I get to the end of the album. Then I just cut it off at a certain point. But let's get into this album because this album is begging for it. First off, we got Civil War. What we've got here is failure to communicate. Some man you just can't reach. So you get what we had here last week, which is the way he wants. Well, he gets. That line is out of the movie Cool Hand Luke. And if you are like me and everybody else I knew, you always assumed it was a woman saying that line. Unless you've seen Cool Hand Luke. And then you know it's a dude. His voice is just that high. Well, that song honestly has nothing to do with Civil War. It is a great line to lead up into Civil War. Really sets the mood right, really hits the spot. And it's a line that they even reuse, Axl specifically reuses, at least in fragments later on, which I'll get into after. Civil War, fantastic song. As much as it got some major airplay, and still gets major airplay, it's one of those ones I will not turn off because I do enjoy singing along with still to this day. And I still support it because I don't need no Civil War. And it's true, it feeds the rich while it buries the poor. But all wars do that. Look at what we just got out of that 20-year embarrassment in Afghanistan. 20 years of embarrassment. That's what that boils down to. Something I never supported, something I never thought we should send troops into. And here we are completely screwing up everything on the way out and leaving it worse than it was when we got there. Hey, folks, another Vietnam. Sorry, but we're talking about Civil War, right? Okay, after that, we get into 14 years. 14 years when I was younger did not resonate with me much because when this album came out, I hadn't even gotten through 14 years of life yet. Now, when I listen to 14 years, I go, yeah, hey, shit, man, that was my life for a while. Joke is, I was with my ex for 15 years. 14 years of silence and 14 years of pain. But we were together for 15. It wasn't really that bad. I joke. That's an ex joke, okay? The ex was not that horrible. All right. Then we go to yesterday's. Nah. It's not a bad song. I don't mind it, but it's not a song that I'm really into per se. I don't know necessarily if I would say it's a skip it track, but it's definitely a track that just doesn't work for me. And it doesn't work for me because it's too sappy, too sentimental, kind of. After that, we go in. Now, the one thing I should say is Civil War goes into 14 years, which goes into Yesterday's, which leads into Knocking on Heaven's Door. That's right, the Bob Dylan cover. It is a wonderful kind of progression going through that way, and I really enjoy that progression. Knocking on Heaven's Door. I love this version. The Guns N' Roses version might still to this day be my favorite version of Knocking on Heaven's Door. I have heard there's the Eric Clapton version, obviously the Bob Dylan version. I know there's at least 2 or 3 others out there. And, that were done by rock bands or metal-ish bands, stuff like that. And it is a great song. I absolutely love it. I saw Kings of Chaos, actually. If you watched my last review, let me give you a quick rundown. Kings of Chaos. Gilby Clarke, uh, Duff McKagan, Matt Sorum, a couple other cool people that are not GNR. We're just going to mention the GNR people right now. They performed it live. Gilby Clarke sings it when they perform it live. And I absolutely loved it. It was still just as great as the GNR version because it was pretty much the GNR version. The one beautiful part about when Gilby does it, Gilby knows everybody's going to do Axl's hi, 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 yeah. Gilby literally, when he'll go, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door, and he takes a step back knowing everybody's going to sing it. And then he steps back forward again. It is honestly fantastic. I love watching it. It was great to watch. Meanwhile, that is the only version that has the hi, yeah. Okay? Only version that has it. No other version has ever had that I have heard of. Unless it was done off of the Guns N' Roses version. Alright, so the other thing I want to mention is I hate when Guns N' Roses specifically does Knocking on Heaven's Door live. Because I don't like that whole, give me a little merengue section, that little jam out they do in there. I like the back and forth between the crowd. You know, I like when they're working the singers and the background and whatnot, and the girls are up there and, you know, they're giving it and the crowd's giving it. I like that play back and forth. But I don't like when they put the merengue and they make it all dancey and shit. Like, I think it's crap when they do that. That leads into one of the most juvenile, childish, temper tantrum songs of all time. I absolutely love it. Get in the ring! Get in the ring, motherfucker! And I'll kick your bitch ass, punk! Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Oh, great line! Anybody that listens to this song that doesn't know the story, Guns N' Roses took a lot of crap in the press. A lot of crap. And they were honestly calling, this song was calling out everybody for the stuff that they were saying and the lies, miscommunications that they were pointing out were just flagrant lies. Or changing the stories or bending the truth, crap like that. It was absolutely ridiculous, some of the stuff that was being said back in the day. I mean, a lot of it was also true, and the band wanted to try and play it down a little bit, but it was, yeah. Now, me personally, yes, the song is childish. It's stupid. It's nothing but cursing and ranting and blah, 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 blah. But you know what? I love it. I love it. It's a great song to get all that negative fucking energy out of your system, man. You just crank this fucker up and you purify your own body and soul. After that, we get into Shotgun Blues, song that does not work in this day and age. Oh my god, this song could not be released in this day and age, but it was different back then. Shotgun Blues would be a song that was, you know, not... We hear Shotgun Blues now and we're thinking school shootings, we're thinking stuff like that. What this Shotgun Blues is the man that's been pushed too far and snapped. You know, you're thinking Dirty Harry, you're thinking Charles Bronson and Death Wish. You know, you're thinking that kind of stuff, kind of almost. Stuff that was kind of celebrated back in the day, definitely not cool anymore. So, you know, Shotgun Blues, great song, not cool anymore. After that, we get into Breakdown. I'll be honest with you, Breakdown is one of those songs that just, out of all the songs I've talked about between both Illusions, Breakdown is one of the only ones that honestly I consider completely not really worth getting into. It's kind of a fluff, a skip it, a pass, a filler. Then we go into Pretty Tied Up. I like Pretty Tied Up. No, I like a little less than that, man. Pretty tied up, hanging upside down. Pretty tied up. Great tune. Now, I've heard rumors that there is supposed to be a video for Pretty Tied Up somewhere, but it was basically a softcore porn back in the day. I don't know if that's true or not. I've never been able to find it, and you'd think by now it would have showed up on Pornhub. Especially considering musicians specifically will record and release music videos to Pornhub even. So, it's weird. And then we go on to Locomotive. Baby got a locomotive. Baby got a get on train. Not a bad tune. Not a bad tune. It's fun. Not great. Then that goes into So Fine. Okay. I've mentioned this in the other album really briefly. I'm going to mention it here. I have a Duff McKagan love affair. And it's not that I'm in love with Duff, the bassist, specifically. I'm in love with Duff's personality and what he has done as a human being. Like, I think Duff is an inspiration. Honestly. The way he went back to school, got his degree, business degree, if I remember correctly. I don't remember specifically what the specialties were. If you ever get a chance, read, last I knew you only had 2, but read both of Duff McKagan's books. The first one is, basically his life as a musician and related to the musician side, with, some of his personal stuff in there. And then the other side of it is, the other book is Duff, more Duff as the man, getting into Duff. The book is actually, I can't even remember the name of the book now. Son of a gun. Brain just went blip. I gotta go grab him. I'll be right back. All right. Apparently my books are still packed away. I believe the first one is It's So Easy, and the second one is How to Be a Man. Anyways, the second book is awesome. Yeah, the second book. Like I said, Duff McKagan love affair after that. Out of all the musicians I have ever read about or anything else like that, I think Duff McKagan or Kirk Hammett would be the ones I'd want to hang out with quite possibly the most. Duff McKagan, not only could I play music with, but me and him actually have a lot in common. We're both very avid cyclists. I love to go cycling with Duff. Oh my God, we wouldn't even have to talk just to go cycling with Duff. Go cycling with Duff, jam with Duff, have a little day with Duff, That'd be awesome, man. That'd be totally cool. I'd totally dig that, man. Kirk Hammett, I share a lot of movie passion and stuff like that with him. And honestly, I'd like Kirk Hammett to teach me how to surf, because I know he's an avid surfer and I've always wanted to learn how to surf, so that'd be fun. Anyways, back into this album now that I've talked about Duff and my love affair with Duff. So Fine is where we're at. Now, So Fine, Duff is not a good vocalist. I love Duff. I love the way he does stuff. I love the edge he does to it. I love the way, I'm not going to say he's a bad vocalist. He's a kind of a punky kind of vocalist, That's kind of where his forte kind of lies with vocals. But lyrically, I dig this song. Like, this song is really kind of a sexy romantic ballad, almost. That's the best way I can put it. Then we get into what was the last of the singles from the Illusions. Estranged. Somebody really should have got Axl some help. Really. I love Estranged, musically. And the guitar solos in here are fantastic. The music itself is fantastic. Lyrics are a little fucking depressing. And this is from the guy that on Illusion 1 said Coma was their first song, and I think Estranged is pretty fucking depressing. But I do enjoy Estranged. I really do. And I think the only reason I find it so depressing is I can find it so relatable sometimes. Great song, though. And then we get into the last track on what I consider the last track on this album. And that is You Could Be Mine, which is also my favorite track on this album. Those drums that... I've stolen that drum riff. I am not going to lie, I have 100% stolen that damn drum riff. Without a doubt. Great drum riff. Song, when my band was still playing, song we really should have played live. Really should have played live. Problem is we only had one guitarist that could have pulled it off. Alright, 2 songs left on this album. Don't Cry, alternative lyrics. My favorite of the 2 Don't Cries, but I don't want to listen to Don't Cry. I'm just out, done, no need for Don't Cry. Never have had a need for Don't Cry. And the album finishes with My World. Okay, I can appreciate what Axl was going for. I can appreciate what Axl was trying to do. I understand why they threw it in at the end of the album, because it's one of those tracks that probably best at the end of the album, but it really doesn't do anything for the album. So where Illusion 1 has this great ending that just makes you go, holy shit, give me more, give me more, give me more. This one has a ending that I find personally falls flat and makes you go, well, it's done, moving on. And speaking of, those are my views, everybody. That's what I think. There's a comment section. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. If you want to hit that share button, I'm not going to complain either. Otherwise, peace, love, take care, and I'll see you for the triple shot.